Now that we are in the era of ChatGPT and everyone's talking about AI/ML, the reality on the ground is that we don't yet have standards-based data collection and unified standard data lake or schema in the telco networks to apply AI/ML. Instead, we have Network Data Analytics Function or NWDAF, a 3GPP standard for network data analytics in the 5G core. Hello and welcome back everyone to another Telcos Get Technical podcast here at VMware. I'm your host, Anupama Mahabhashyam, Senior Technical Product Marketing Manager, and I'm here today with my co-host, Steve Hoenisch, Senior Technical Marketing Manager at VMware. Joining us today to explain more about NWDAF and how it can be leveraged for unifying data collection, analytics, and AI/ML for the telco networks is Satheesh Kumar Marappan, Senior Product Marketing Manager in VMware's telco organization. Satheesh has been one of the early advocates of NWDAF in the telco industry, stressing on the need for real-time standard-based data collection to advance AI/ML applications and how NWDAF as well as the RIC can be leveraged as part of Service Management and Orchestration or SMO framework to benefit the telcos. Welcome, Satheesh, and thank you so much for joining us in the session today.
Thank you very much for having me here, Anupama and Steve.
Yeah, welcome, Satheesh. So can you tell us what is NWDAF and why does it matter to telco operators?
So with 5G and telco networks becoming more complex with cloud-native network functions, orchestration, cloud autonomous networks, closed-loop automation, network slicing, all are getting more important. So we need standards for data collection, unified data management, that is more important for RAN and core transformation in the networks, which combined with AI/ML can lead to efficient, dynamic, and use case-driven networks. NWDAF is one of the standard 5G core function defined for common data collection and schema that can be used by a network or industry application with AI/ML on top of this architecture.
So that's interesting. I didn't realize that NWDAF was initially driven by standards. So it is. Could you tell us a little bit about kind of the standards behind NWDAF?
Yeah, sure, Steve. I'll briefly explain. So NWDAF was initially defined as a standard by 3GPP as part of Release 15, 5G Release 15 that defines 5G standards. So it uses the service-based interface, SBI, and HTTP to JSON-based APIs for data collection and providing analytics services. NWDAF, unlike RIC, which is RAN Intelligent Controller, doesn't prescribe any action out of analytics services. It leaves to the analytic consumer for any closed-loop action needed that might make things like conflict resolution easier. With Release 16, it added more use cases to what it is done with Release 15. And later releases, we had more logical functions decomposed out of NWDAF. And there were more interworking defined that makes it more essential function for the network than the optional or value add, which is seen right now by the industry for anything beyond RAN or core.
So how can we make NWDAF with Open RAN? Sorry, let me re-ask. So how can we make use of NWDAF with Open RAN? So can we use NWDAF along with the RIC?
Yes, definitely, Anupama. So NWDAF is complementary to RIC and SMO. In fact, making data analytics and data collected at NWDAF in a more common schema format available to both SMO and RIC makes the use cases or applications that can be created on top of RIC and SMO to a wider base than what it is currently, and more data makes more accurate analytics or prediction out of the same.
So what would be the benefits to operators of using NWDAF in that context? Can you tell us a little bit about that? Operators are always interested in, what's in it for me? What benefits can I pull out of this? How can I, help use this to optimize my network or to monetize services or attract more subscribers or, and so forth?
Yeah.
Could you talk to the benefits a little bit?
Sure, Steve. So it will be like a one-word answer, like yes to what all you have said. Like it definitely like unified data collection and common schema can help in like network optimization, user experience optimization, and like other monetization use cases that can be leveraged by enterprises and third parties to create more applications specific for the industry. And and this going by standards based analytics also helps in repeatability and scalability, so which helps in making networks that can be deployed anywhere else, like example like PMN, which can be repeated across different enterprises, or similar to how standards has driven RAN and core across the world with multi-vendor networks and everything. This is also one of the area where standard bodies like 3GPP and ORAN Alliance can converge and create more value for the telco industry to drive 6G and beyond.
Okay, that's excellent. So can we up-level this a little bit? I want to talk about service management orchestration for a second, or SMO.
Yeah.
So how would NWDAF interface in the context of an SMO framework or an SMO level layer?
So there are, thank you, Steve, for the question. So there are multiple ways like NWDAF analytics services can be leveraged by SMO. So one is straightforward, the APIs, data consumer APIs from the NWDAF can be exposed through NEF, like a network exposure function, and that can be leveraged by SMO also for RAN use cases similar to third-party applications or enterprises that can use the standard APIs. So with also NWDAF and SMO being co-located mostly because they are kind of deployed in the regional data centers. So SMO or RIC can have direct access to data lake and database that has analytics or common schema data collected by NWDAF, and they can make use of that for a RAN and user experience optimization.
So we've been talking about AML. So what would be the benefits of applying AML techniques to analyze the rich data sets that we have within SMO that's been obtained from in these NWDAF services?
So thank you for this question, Anupama. So definitely like closed loop automation or autonomous network is possible only with analytics driven automation, and definitely this is the first step for this AML powered network automation, so that it can deliver significant return of investment with repeatability and scalability for the operators, and this AML capabilities also can help in very simplified network management and operation in this era of very complex and large scale networks. And with respect to monetization part, like this AML driven automation is more important to create some offerings like network as a service for private mobile networks deployments by operators for the enterprises. And this is also in line with the vision of the CSPs to become digital service providers, instead just connectivity, to offer more enhanced services for the enterprises.
Oh, that's excellent. Excellent. An excellent place to end the podcast today as well. So thank you for that. We have other podcasts, of course, on private mobile networks and SMO, either now or coming soon. And so I just wanted to thank you, Anupama and Satheesh, for being with us today.
Thank you, Steve, and thank you, Satheesh, for joining us today and giving us an excellent overview of what is NWDAF. Yeah.
Thank you, Anupama and Steve, once again.